Holy moly, if the glove fit, wear it, just don't leave it on the scene. Jack just jacked the fucking giant for a bag of magic beans. Police racial profiling, what the fuck does that shit mean? When your skin look like my brother, they slide salt packs in your jeans. Watch your friends, let them see and hear what you want them to witness. They get drunk and go back and tell all your fucking business. People be like, hippie chill, why you always somewhere?
Another collective conversations. You got your boy Solo, aka, but not really a aka, because my mama named me Jermaine Hall. They call me Jermaine Hall, all the way from the north side of Clarksville. Everybody from here knows me, and those abroad. I got two special guests this evening, and they call them Mr. David M. Boy. How you doing, sir? And then we got Kudo. How you doing, baby girl?
Hello, great.
Man, it's good to see y'all. Y'all look amazing this evening, and I appreciate y'all showing up for episode 7 of Collective Conversations. We promised we was gonna bring the most heat we could possibly bring, and this evening I've got two guests. Yes, you're wondering why you don't see my face. It's because I value the company. We're discussing mainly double standards, but I see it 1,000 ways, and so do the two people I brought today. They might agree, they might disagree. We shall see in the midst of the conversation. Let it go anywhere. Run wild with your imaginations, ladies and gentlemen, and you too. Definitely.
Free.
Oh, it's free reign.
It's open.
Welcome to the platform,
Right.
The Jermaine Hall Show. Y'all can catch me on YouTube at The Jermaine Hall Show, and also the Lions Pride Network if you have Roku. If you have a Fire Stick, you can find me there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care who answers the question first. Go on and laugh it out, baby girl. I see you with
It's
a
out.
good spirit. You got a good spirit, ain't nothing wrong with laughing. What is considered dating in this day and age to you guys?
I'm gonna let you go first.
The full definition. I mean, walk me through what it would mean to be dating someone.
I mean, if you're talking about dating, there's so many different levels to dating. We could talk about exclusive dating. We can talk about speed dating, fast dating, non-exclusive dating, dating with conditions. If we're just getting down to the nuts and bolts of it, dating is when one person and another person decides to be a couple of people at some particular point in a relationship in time. Now, depending on the terms of dating, somebody could be mutually exclusive of one person or one of their partners and date a whole bunch of other people. Sometimes you can just be together. I don't know. I mean, there's just so many.
You're saying that there are levels to dating, period.
Yeah, to just simply classify dating as, just one particular thing, especially in this day and age, it's almost impossible.
So what would you say to those that have one idea of dating? Would you say that needs to definitely be clarified in the beginning, or feel yourself out? Because I know some people that like to live their way by the moment. It's not we'll live tomorrow and see what happens. It's hey, whatever happens today happens. So they end up doing something on the first day that dictates the rest of the time, where the other person was only prepared for one mind frame. This is just a day. You give me something, I don't owe you nothing. No commitment. You see what I'm saying?
Is that a date?
Is it a date? I'm saying,
That's
why
a
is it
sneaky
not?
link.
You're calling it a sneaky
A
link?
sneaky link.
I know what a sneaky link is, I'm saying, but for the people.
No, you're gonna have to educate
What is it?
me.
Yeah, you gotta
I've
give.
Never heard.
You've never heard sneaky link?
I have not.
This is why we give definitions here. Come on with the
Sneaky link is like if you're talking to somebody or dating somebody, you get like, hey, what you doing? You wanna?
I'm here to disagree with
You wanna link tonight? You wanna hang out tonight? That doesn't necessarily mean y'all are dating. Y'all could just be doing the sneaky link stuff.
I say that's not a sneaky link because we out in public. But I guess you could be out in public where nobody knows y'all name. Still could be a sneaky link, so you're right.
I have gone on some sneaky links in casino.
I know some people that go on sneaky links to the casino like they low.
Oh, well, yeah.
I have never been on a sneaky link.
You've never.
I am pure
It's
as the
not
driven
what it
snow.
sounds like. It's not necessarily sneaky because we're all grown. It's just we don't want everybody, like, in our business. If that makes sense.
This is pretty much a less conspicuous way of dating,
Absolutely.
but still dating nonetheless.
Still dating nonetheless.
Okay.
But why is it dating? Why can't it? I'm stuck on this word dating because what I believe is dating is what other people don't believe is dating. To me, dating is we get together sometimes, we get to know each other, we have a little fun. If we happen to get physical, we leave it right on that level of I'm only committed to hanging out with you,
That's
getting
what.
to know you.
So no cunnilingus on a
There's
date.
no what?
Cunnilingus
Okay.
on a date.
Give the people what that means because though we may know, we got
There's
listeners,
no-
we got watchers.
By your logic, your date logic, there's no physical action on a date.
That's not true.
I'm
just said-
asking you.
No, I just said really. If we happen to get physical, I understand why people get emotional after the physical. I have a problem. I have a problem with it.
Hmm?
You said what now?
So I always thought a cunnilingus.
Cunnilingus?
Mhm.
I
Cunnilingus?
always thought a cunnilingus was good with your tongue.
Facts. It's physical. It's very physical. Here's the thing.
That was my dad joke for the day.
But here's the thing. The physical is confusing for a lot of people.
Of course it is. Because
For a lot of people.
for a lot of people, because people tend to put their emotions into certain things like relationships and love and sex and really don't know how to divide the two. We talked about having soul ties a couple episodes back, you know, the idea of having sex with somebody and leaving
David, why
that
you
imprint.
whispering today? You have
Am
a
I
loud
whispering?
and thunderous voice. Speak
Am I
to us.
whispering?
You sound like Barry White in the sheets.
Because I'm in here.
Oh,
Maybe
you
because
did
I-
this.
Yeah. It's
She
the
did.
female
That's what it
energy in here.
She did this.
That's what it is.
Oh, if you watch episode 6, nobody was quiet on that.
No, we were a little bit more boisterous.
I need David's loud and thunderous voice. Are we hungry? We're gonna go eat after this.
Maybe
Is this
that's
your
what
hungry
it is.
voice?
Maybe that's what it is.
That's your hungry voice. Oh, mama, I'm hungry.
This is my trying to sneak something out of you. Maybe I'm looking to go on one of those sneaky dates.
Oh, you like sneaky links. Talk to
Oh,
me.
sneaky links.
Nice.
See, I've already messed up the term.
Hey, listen, it's on your terms. That's the best part of it. You can call it what you want.
Now, I would say one of the biggest problems is the question that you just addressed, communication, laying out the groundwork of what a relationship is going to be, what are the expectations at the beginning, rather than having to find them out at some other point later on. You don't want to go into a relationship with somebody who is a avid sex haver.
Why wouldn't I?
If
What
you're
if that's
not
what
an
she-
avid
that's
sex
what-
haver,
What if
Okay.
that's what they both desire?
Continue.
If
But
they both
you have to
desire,
know
it's
that up
equal.
front.
You have to communicate that. You're
you
right.
gotta communicate that up front. Like I said, you have to know these things up front. You don't want to be the person that loves Italian cut green beans and the other person loves French cut green beans, and you know the twain shall never meet. I'll tell you right now, I hate all green beans. So if you plan on serving me green beans, we're probably not gonna last that long.
Well, I'm eating all green beans, even the casserole, so more for me.
Oh, absolutely not.
We go together. You are the best wingman.
We have just broken up.
No, we go together. Let me tell you why. Because just like a good wingman, when you're talking about women, if you want the BBW and I want the slim thick, what are we arguing about? We are together.
He likes the slim thick. I like them slick.
See what I'm saying? Here's the thing. We don't have an issue. We don't have an issue because you don't want it. Because I do. We're still in this thing together. So, as far as to really back in, as far as a sneaky link is concerned, and as far as dating is concerned, I believe people take the term too far. I believe they expect way too much out of just dating. I believe they elevate dating to a committed relationship when it's not supposed to be a committed relationship. Now, I can commit to those moments that we have together, but I don't owe you outside of that. I don't think the relationships have been defined, and people stick to those defined levels of relationship, which is where the communication comes in. So I'm asking, I'll start with you, Miss Kudo. How does one avoid, to you, how does one avoid being caught up in the middle of a situation where I've already communicated to you, I'm just dating. So we kick it, you decide in your mind, oh yeah, I want all that chocolate or that light skin or whatever bright skin it is. I want that. You give him that, he get that, and he sticks to, or she, whatever the preference may be, out there for you listeners, whatever your gender specific thing may be, they stick to their guns on, I really was not trying to be in a relationship. I'm dating. I'm single and I'm having fun. And I'm trying to figure out what I absolutely want to hold on to. Even after the physical, do you think it's wrong if they stick to that even after the physical?
No. Nobody's obligated to stay with you. Nobody's obligated to live by your dating rules. Nobody's obligated to do that. We're grown.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're both single.
Let's not use the word grown because that's a very vast and mistreated
We're
word.
adults. We're adults.
Just because you're an adult
We're
don't mean you're mature. That's what I'm talking about.
We're
But
adults.
we in this room understand that, absolutely. But when we're talking to however many thousands of people that catch this, you know what I'm saying, or millions one day, whatever, everybody doesn't think like that. So when I try to speak in terms of a broad and vast thing that they can relate to, but here's my definitive decision about the word dating. I don't owe you nothing more than what this date is. The moment the date is over, I'm no longer obligated to any of your demands or your concerns or your emergencies. You see what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. We had a moment. That was our date. The date is now over. I don't care if the date started at 7 p.m. Thursday, ended 3 a.m. Friday. And whatever took place from 7 to 3 a.m. was 7 to 3 a.m.
I totally understand that.
3:01 a.m. to...
communicate before any of that even, takes place.
So you value the communication.
Absolutely.
You, David, if a woman approaches you and she says, the next day, let's say following the date, hey, I text you good morning. It's now 5 p.m. the following day. Hey, I text you good morning. You couldn't speak back? What's your response?
You roll your eyes.
What's your response? He did. I seen the eye roll.
I've been trying to get that under control by the way.
What's your response to that?
Yeah, I have a 24-hour rule. So if we're talking particularly to me, about me and the way I will respond to something, if we dated and from the time that date is over, I have a 24-hour rule. I don't want to hear from you within that 24-hour period.
Wow.
No, and that sounds a lot more harsh than what it is. It's because...
Damn, that I was finna say wow too. I ain't even got that rule, but it sounds interesting.
I like it.
I like it too.
I
I'm tripping.
what it is, it gives...
It's innovative.
It
Talk
gives
to
both
us.
parties time to observe and reflect on the
Digest
time that they've had
the
together.
day.
Digest it. Let it marinate a little bit. I don't want to leave the date at 3 o'clock and 3:01 and 17 seconds before I've even got to the car and pressed the button to unlock the door. You're calling me, seeing where I'm at and what I'm doing. No, stop, pause, we'll quit. We don't do that right then. Give it time to, hey, these are some of the good things that, let it marinate. These are some of the good things that happen. These are some of the not so good things that happen.
So give you time to have an action after review with yourself.
With myself,
After action.
and it would make sense for you to have one as well.
Right. Between
Because
the two.
I can be a lot. I can be a lot sometimes.
Me
So
too.
and I have to kind of keep myself
At
in
bay.
that at bay in the pocket because I don't want to project myself or over project myself onto somebody else. Like you can drive people away just as much as you can drive people away by not calling them. You can call them too much and drive them away.
That's special that you mentioned that. Have you ever driven someone away, Kudo?
No, I don't think so.
No, you don't think you ever been in that?
Possibly. I've been divorced twice, so.
That don't mean you drove them away, but that was committed relationships. We're only
Oh.
talking about dating here. Let's keep it in the realms of.
Okay, back to
We
the
gotta
dating
stay
thing.
objective.
I don't.
You don't date?
I just hang out. I don't.
That's dating.
Okay. Well,
To some.
I'm single. I can do what I want.
That's what I call dating, though.
Oh, okay. All right.
So what do you absolutely say is dating when you say it out of your
Okay,
mouth?
my dating in my mind because
That's
I
what I
have
wanted to know,
I
your
have
definition of it.
teenagers and I have young adults.
Cool.
All right, and when they say they're dating,
You don't know what
we
the
used
hell
to be
going
like,
on.
"Oh, y'all go together?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Mom, what is that? We're dating." Oh, that's what I have in my mind as dating.
Let's not use terminology. I want to focus more on definition.
All right.
I already threw the word out there dating for this reason because there are so many aspects and so many views on what it can be called, right? I'm only talking to you about you. At this point, when I say dating, what is your definition?
Dating for me, I'm hanging out, I'm chilling because I'm single.
We hunching.
We can do whatever.
We all
We can
that.
do whatever.
You ain't got no levels to it.
Mm-mm.
That's
we can
crazy.
do whatever because we're chilling, we're hanging out.
I'm so glad you said that. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But we ain't there yet. But I think you'll find it interesting. Before I move forward, what she just said solidifies the double standard in this nation. So glad you're here. This is why I was never going to do this show without a female present. Simply because men can do exactly what you just said. And we'll get the little slight term of, they ain't nothing but dogs, they always want something new, right? Moment a woman do it, what is she called?
Uh-huh.
No, she's called
Uh-huh.
innovative. She's called
Is she?
a woman who is very liberal with her dating self. She's
Is she?
open.
Oh.
That's-
In this society?
in this society. Oh, this is how the society is.
I'm not
starting
talking
to
about
paint it.
your, I'm
No,
not talking about
not
your
me.
illuminated brain.
Oh no, not me. Not I said me. I think that now society is looking at the woman who dates multiple men at a time, or considers herself to be more free, more less constricted than
Now?
even now.
All right.
I'll
I'll probably fall into that category. I'm assuming.
some women like to refer to more men as hoes now. And women have taken
You saying this roles have flipped?
the roles they've
reversed.
flipped. They've been flipped, transformed, transmogrified, however you want to say it. The social roles and the norms of dating have changed so much, not just with the inclusion of something like COVID to where we have to socially distance and reframes our whole way of dating, but
No,
just
people
within the
still
last 10 years.
People hunching with their mask on right now while we talking.
Certain things, certain
Mask off.
aspects of dating weren't so 10 years ago. I remember back in the days of Instant Messenger, YSL, or what was it? Not was it YSL? ASL. What was it? Age.
AOL?
OL.
No, ASL.
Oh, SL,
The
yeah.
the
American
terms
Sign
age,
Mhm.
screen,
Oh, ASL.
age,
Sex,
screen name,
location.
Sex and location.
sex and location, or however, whichever way you wanted to justify or use those terms. But now even we talk about profiles.
Mhm.
Did you view my profile?
Mhm.
Did you see my profile? Is my resume, it's my snapshot. It is everything that you need to know about me, supposedly.
I think MySpace was more effective than Facebook.
And why is that?
Remember when we had the top 8 or 10?
For
whatever?
dating purposes?
No. Your friends.
For
your
friends.
Your top 5 or your top 10.
Remember when we used to we could add our favorite song to the profile?
Mhm.
That already tells me if I'm interested in the person I ran across, because they playing something I can relate to already. Then I'm looking at their top friends, not something you can hide. Remember, now we can hide our whole friend list. I can see who their top friends are, and also you can go down the timeline that ain't hidden and see exactly who everybody is personally. Now Facebook got all these barriers that you can create. You can become anybody you want. You can hide a status from people, a select group of people. MySpace was more honest to me. You had to be you, or we was gonna talk to you about when was you doing that. You a lie. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can hit the balloon button for congratulations on this baby, and sometimes the women wasn't ready for somebody to say congratulations, but guess who found out? The guy that you was trying to finesse.
Right.
I feel like MySpace was more effective for
I don't know.
personal dating.
I was married, so I didn't.
It was more effective how? Because
It was more honest. They kept you more honest.
I
Did
did meet a
it,
bunch
though?
of cool
It did.
people off there.
It called you out when you didn't even want to be. I could be whoever I wanted to be. I could be Arnold Schwarzenegger on MySpace back then. But you know who wasn't gonna let me be Arnold Schwarzenegger? My top 8. My brother, my sister, my uncle. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They was always gonna say something to contradict what I was trying to be. And I couldn't hide it. It was just gonna show up. I couldn't delete it. Nothing. It kept you so honest that you had to know what you was doing when you went on that site. Because you couldn't just post, hey, out here in Cali, because right now I can go on Facebook and say, traveling to Las Vegas. While I'm shooting this show, I can post a status, say traveling to Las Vegas. You can do that on MySpace.
You know, to me, I think the worst thing that ever happened to dating, as far as the last 10 years, 15 years or so, is the status of a person on their profile. And how many times have you seen relationship status? It's complicated.
What does that matter though?
What does it matter?
Yeah.
To a man looking at a woman that he wants to
Because
pursue.
if you go to my Facebook and you look at my status, it's gonna say I'm married to Carla. That's what
Why
it's gonna
do
say.
that?
Because
Are you trying to be pursued?
absolutely not.
Then you did
That's why
something
it
to
says
deter us.
married.
But you did something to deter
But it's
us.
been like that for years. Y'all
My-
don't care. Y'all do not care.
Hold on, who is y'all?
Men
Men don't
are
care?
no, they're still in my inbox, and it clearly says married to Carla.
But those are the people exposing themselves about what they're willing to do. Have I been there? I didn't even know you had married on your status. The men that absolutely want to pursue you for real, pay attention to stuff like that. That's what he's speaking to. The absolute men that care about your status. Oh shit, complicated. I don't need that. Oh shit, married. Definitely don't want to interfere with that. You see what I'm saying? I look at that and it means something whether you crack the joke or not. Girls done missed their blessings with me over posting complicated. And you know what they really was posting? I wanted somebody, but I don't know if he ready yet. Well, it don't say all of that. All it say is complicated, so I kept scrolling.
How do you know that though?
But you know that by
Complicated
not
could be-
misrepresenting
We don't
what you
know
want.
that. That's the whole point. The relationship status can be so simple as to say, I'm single. Or it can be so complicated as to say, I'm single. David, you just said the same
I don't
thing.
think we should go off of Facebook profiles because I was dating somebody, nobody knew, and his stuff said single.
Okay, David.
Mine said married.
David, I'm gonna let you respond first, but talk about the wave of relationships these days and how they move to the internet. Start with the 90s. How did we pursue women?
Let's talk about the wonderful time we call it the mid
golden
to
era.
late 90s, the
The
golden
golden
era,
era.
the silver age, however you want to refer it as. The era of Black Planet, the era of MySpace or Yahoo IMs and AOL and dial-up.
And writing your number on a napkin.
Right? Oh, do they?
Kudo, don't act
I
like you
still
don't
do
remember
that.
that.
I still do that.
Me too.
I've
I've
done
done
it.
it. But I'm saying, we're not talking to you
fun.
like you don't know. I'm just finna make him drop that gem though.
All right, let's go.
Or we talk about napkins, or how about the folded note?
I love it.
Well, we're talking about the earliest stage of what we refer to ourselves as. I think we're millennials.
Mhm.
We are
We are
Generation X.
We are Generation X.
We're like
we're Generation Y, Generation Y
We're
nine,
X.
X Prime. I don't know what
They
were.
can give it whatever name.
So
they
many
want.
labels, but
Mhm.
I think that's just a part of social distancing and all these things that we're talking about. Dating is labels.
Mhm.
Everything is labels. Am I single? What makes me single? The fact that I'm not married? Or am I single the fact that I am mutually exclusive to somebody or in a relationship? What makes me dating as opposed to a person that goes on dates? Because I've been told that those are two different things as well. A person who dates doesn't necessarily mean that they are dating somebody. It means that they are trying girls out, trying guys out, without having to be attached to any one particular person. Now, when those roles flip, or when they move into a, hey, we've been seeing each other for a while now, are we dating? What changed?
Is it, are we dating, or do they say, are we together, or what are we?
See, but that's
That type of
labels.
stuff.
See, and that's what I was getting towards. Is the problem is that everything is a label now. Nothing is just organic. When was the last time you were with somebody, and then next thing you know, well, shit, we're in a relationship now. Like, you just woke up and knee deep into a relationship. Like,
You know why you made that face? Because it's so common now as opposed to back then. That's why you made that face. And that's what I don't like, is the lack of communication, but the unrealistic expectations
What was
going
your
forward. No, my question to him was to explain how the internet is so very important to dating now. Though you may not like it, he's dropping gems on why it is so much more important than you would like to admit. Because it moved from being personable to just the inbox now.
I don't think, I disagree.
Well,
Talk
so,
to-
have you ever Googled anybody?
Yeah,
Have you ever Googled yourself?
absolutely.
Did you like what you found?
I'm cool.
Did you like what you found
On
on
me?
other people?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Did you find some things that sometimes were kind of iffy, made you question, maybe like a mugshot or profile?
Somebody I'm like talking to,
or someone that you may have considered talking to?
No, I haven't found anything like.
I have, just from a simple Google, and that's the day and age we live in now. You can just Google somebody, or you can pay to go on one of these sites and do a background check on somebody, just like you're doing a credit check. Nowadays, those things precurse a relationship.
But why
I
would
want
you
to
do
know
that?
all about
Why would you
you.
do that? Why would you go on the internet? Let me go and see David Boyd.
Because I'm a nosy.
Oh, he lived in Colorado. He did this. He did. Why? I'm sitting right beside you. Hey, David, where'd you live at before?
Because people lie.
That's weird to me. I don't think that way.
It's not that it's weird.
If
but
I'm
are
interested
you
in
sitting-
somebody and
but
I'm
are
dating-
you sitting here telling me people don't lie?
Is
I'm
it a
not
lie?
saying
Is a
that.
lie of commission? Is a lie of omission? Because sometimes
Sometimes,
people don't want you to know everything about them.
and here's the thing though. Also, they very well may have rehabilitated from what it is. But to keep it from you and something come back that associates them with
some
that
things
situation.
aren't my business.
What?
Depending on how close we are in dating and how serious we are.
Registered
Some
sex
things
offender.
it-
Let's call
That-
that.
now
Let's
that's
call that
different.
name. No, it can't be different because
It
a
is.
murderer, sex offender, whatever they was convicted with, we know a lot of them that say they innocent, but they going through the process, right? We already know how blacks have been done wrong just through the system because that was how the laws were made for us to go
Sex
through it.
offender.
Well, wait, let me tell you something. Sex offender. I know somebody personally that was just there. Well,
I just don't understand why we put so much emphasis on labels on certain people, but we won't put the same emphasis of labels on relationships.
Watch your friends, let them see and hear what you want them to witness. They get drunk and go back and tell all your fucking business. People be like, hippie chill, why you always somewhere tripping? Cause this liquor got me looking at my niggas with suspicion. And the bitches ain't no different. When you pay, they pay attention. When you broke that Alakazam, it poof, Russ David blames assistant. My soul tried to tell my mind, but my body wasn't listening.